Listen, Linda, I get it. Let's just pretend like I haven't been gone for 50 million years, okay? It's been months since I've been here. I've heard it a lot from my family members. I've heard it a lot from my coworkers who know that I have a YouTube channel. And I continue to meet you guys in person on campus at the University of Houston. And you guys also tell me, when are you going to be posting another video? Well, here it is. I feel like every college student hits that one semester where they just sit in a dark space and ask themselves, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? What would happen if I ditched all of this? And if I wasn't doing it, would I be okay? I think so. That was fall 2018 for me, my first year of my my first semester of my sophomore year. It was tough. But the good news is that the fall semester is over. Then I thought, you guys don't really know who I am, really. Like, y'all know I go to UH. Y'all know I'm a student. I've been gone for a while. How weird would it be if I just try to slide back in? So I thought that a Q&A would be the perfect way to come back into this YouTube space. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with this one question. Who are you? So me, I have a family of 5, so it's my oldest sister, my brother, and then my other sister, and then myself, and we live with my mom. My dad passed away when I was really, really young. My family is super small. For the most part, we all live in the same neighborhood. They're very entertaining and very, interesting. In my house, there's 3 dogs. Luna. Listen, we're not doing that. No. Next question, who was I? In high school, I feel like I just recently came out of high school, even though that was like 2 years ago. In high school, and basically my entire life, I played a lot of sports. So that was my hobby. And now that I have gotten into college and I don't really do sports anymore, I've been in this awkward space where I'm like, well, what is my hobby? Because people ask me, like, what do you do in your free time? And I don't really have an answer anymore. I don't know, is YouTube my hobby? I don't know. I've just kind of been exploring just a little bit, and I talk with my hands a lot. So, fun fact. Sometimes I like to read, but I have recently just gotten into this whole plant craze. I've just been enjoying it because it's just the idea of nurturing something, and if it dies, it's all my fault. If it lives, then it's also all my fault. What takes up most of my time? Well, I spend a lot of my time on YouTube, and I hate that. I hate watching other people live their lives, and yes, I'm very happy for them, but I want to be doing that. So I want to take that step and that leap to go live my life. What takes up too much of your time? Work. And it's not that I work crazy hours, because I really don't. And as a student worker, you can only work a certain amount of hours. That job is super flexible. I love it. But all of the extra things that I decide to do outside of work, and sometimes it's not even working, it's just me wanting to do extra things. So for example, every week I submit a weekly report for the Ambassador 2s. I spend a lot of my time looking at that report and thinking, oh, how can I make this look better? It already looks great, but I just want to make it look better because I'd rather work than to be doing my schoolwork. I'd rather be ambassador mode than to be on student mode. But then I have to remind myself, hey, you're a student worker. What job would you be terrible at? Ooh. Anything STEM related. Listen, I know that's a big category, but I hate STEM. I hate math. I don't like it. Science, death of me, okay? Like chemistry, biology, all of that, I fail. And this past semester, I took my geology class. I don't want to do that again. Please don't make me do that again. When was the last time you climbed a tree? I used to climb my tree outside the house with my little cousin, but then my grandpa one day just decided to come on in and just chop down all of the thick branches at the bottom. I don't know, it's probably been years since I've climbed a tree, in all honesty, which is kind of sad. When I was young, I thought that I could actually live in a tree, and I would spend a lot of hours in a tree and being like, this is my home, and this is my chair, and this is, like, it was ridiculous. If you could turn any activity into an Olympic sport, what would you have a good chance at winning a medal for? I know the answer to this one. I have this obsession, and my family can tell you. Whenever we are paying and we are at the cash register, I calculate the amount of change we're supposed to get back like a freaking weirdo. Like if I give that cashier $30 and the cost is $27.13, then I know that the change should be $2.87, right? Hold on, let me do that math real quick. $27.13. I'm right. I am right. Right? So if I could make that an Olympic sport, gold. Sunset or sunrise? Absolutely sunrise. I will admit, I think the sunset is more gorgeous and more like breathtaking view-wise, but the sunrise, there's just something that I love about it. First of all, you have to be up really, really early, and I think that is so much fun, like getting up so early, especially with more people, whether if it's like family or a group of friends, and getting up so early to watch the sunrise. And I feel like the sunrise is more happy than the sunset. I feel like the sunset, because the day is coming to an end, you're just like, oh my gosh, where'd the time go, and blah blah blah. But the sunrise, that's like, it's gonna be a good day today. I'm ready to conquer the world. Sunrise, give it to me. And I also really like the transition from it being super, super dark to it going super, super light, instead of having the daytime go into the night, evening time, you know? Favorite books. I have never read a series before, like an entire series, until my freshman year in college. So I heard about this book called Shatter Me. I don't know who from. Who was it? It was somebody. Actually, okay, it was my high school college counselor. She sent me a picture of one of the pages in this book called Shatter Me by Tahiri Mafi. And she was like, I think you would really like this book. You write in a very similar way as this author. So I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I read the picture that she sent me and I was like, whoa. It was a little creepy. It almost felt like I was writing the book, like I understood exactly what she was saying. I read it, I fell in love, and now I have the entire series. 2 more books just came out. I don't have those. Those are on my Christmas list. I know not many people ask for books during Christmas, but me, yeah. Lame. But every time I read it or just feel the cover of the books, it takes me back to my freshman year in college, and that just brings so much emotions because that was just such a whirlwind time of my life. Like, it was so much fun, but everything was so different. And then for my birthday, my roommates actually got me one of the books that I was not expecting. They like stalked me on Twitter and saw that I had liked a lot of these tweets, and then they saw my bookshelf and they're like, well, she's missing this one book, so let's take a chance and get her that book. So they got me the book and I was like, what? But I also saw the author of those books, Tahiri Mafi. It was like at a teen book con convention. That was the first time I've ever gone to one of those. And it was really fun. But it was so weird because to me, she felt like a celebrity. To me, she was like, ah. But at the convention, she was just like a normal person. She was just walking amongst the people, the teenagers. And even though I thought of her as like this amazing person, oddly enough, she just felt extremely normal. I don't know, it was weird, but it was a very memorable moment for me. Favorite podcasts. I really like hearing Gary Vaynerchuk's audio experience. I think that's what it's called. Like, he just gets you off of your butt to go do whatever it is that you want to do with your life. I really enjoyed that one. There's this other one. It's called The Something Guys, and they talk about plants and nature and animals, and that's really fun. But at the end of the day, I just listen to a lot of like leadership and dreams and oh, what's that guy's name? Tom Bilyeu? The School of Education, something like that. Am I making sense here? What is something you want to do more of? I want to do more of communicating with people. So being in the office a lot, if I'm being honest, I'm always being around the same people. So whenever guests do come in for tours and things like that, I don't know, I get a rush out of speaking to guests and learning about their family. I remember one time we had this family come from Australia. It was just the mom and the father, and she was telling me how they're looking for universities for their son because the father is moving down to Houston for work. And I told her, I was like, that is so exciting. Like, that's so spontaneous. And she looked at me and she just gave me one of those looks where it was like, mm-mm. And then I asked her, I said, well, do you guys have any family here? She said, nope, you're it. Oh my gosh. At that moment, I was just like, I love strangers. And so I really work on being approachable so that if people want to approach me, then they're not nervous or scared. But something that I do need to work on is me actually approaching. So I'm all about being approachable, but I don't do much of the approaching, if I'm being honest, because I'm still nervous. Like, it's weird. People don't communicate anymore, which is something that I hate. I don't understand why people just don't communicate anymore. Like, everybody's just so obsessed with communicating through social media. I don't keep up with anything. I just think that that is exhausting, keeping up with people's lives and how much money they're making and what they're releasing and who they're collaborating with. Like, yeah, there's those people that I support and I'm happy for them because I'm like, oh yeah, you're being successful. One thing I think that social media is really making the situation worse is this whole world of people who are getting very, very depressed and they have nobody to talk to. They think they have nobody to talk to. A lot of young people who are committing suicide, a lot of people who are going out there and causing mass shootings. And I know this is a touchy subject, but I think social media has a lot to do with this, and a lot of people agree because I've heard it so many times before. But I think because the majority of us, especially people my age, we're so wrapped up in social media that's the only way we communicate with each other. We only communicate by showing each other our lives, and not our honest lives, but our happy moments. And not just our happy moments either, but our perfect staged moments. You've heard people say it before, social media, those pictures that they post online, a lot of them are not just casual pictures. They're just the happy moments, the happy snippets of people's lives. So whenever that becomes our form of communicating with one another, we forget that, hey, we're all human. We forget that, hey, we're all actually really struggling. So by drowning ourselves in all of that, we forget to go out there and do the simple things, to socialize, to communicate with people, to meet those strangers that can potentially change the course of your life. So whenever you hear all these politicians and public speakers and influencers and leaders say things like, you're not alone, if you're struggling, if you're depressed, you're not alone. But people do not fully understand, and they don't comprehend the idea of you're not alone and you're not the only one going through it, because they don't talk to people who are going through it themselves. They just watch people and observe people through social media. So unless you actually have these open conversations and put yourself in an environment that's open to having these conversations, you're not going to understand, and you're not going to feel the true effect of you're really not the only one going through your struggles. However tough your situation is, you need to go out there and actively find people who are in the same situation as you. And by waking up in the morning and the first thing you're doing is scrolling through your phone, going to bed at night and the last thing you're doing is scrolling through your phone, eating lunch and the only thing you're doing is eating and scrolling through your phone, you're not going to find the help that you need that way. I don't know, that's a whole rant that I can go on, but a lot of the times I just think that social media took a turn into something that it was not intended for. But on the other side, it can also be great. And it can also be a platform for people to share these kinds of conversations. So I'm trying to keep it real honest with you guys in what I am telling you. I know that's a sensitive topic for some people, and I hope that I didn't offend anybody. So if you have a different opinion, tell me about it. Tell me what you think in the comments down below, because I like having these conversations with people. So engage yourself in the conversation and let me know. How different was your life 1 year ago? Oh boy. Being an ambassador and having the mentor that I did, she pushed my limits so hard, but she pushed me to do things that I actually wanted to do. Well, not only did she teach me, hey, you can actually push your boundaries, but she also taught me the dangers of not being able to balance your work and your life, and how that affects your mental health and your physical health and your schoolwork and every aspect of your life. A year ago, I was not the director of customer service. And even though that's just a title, with that title, I've had many more different responsibilities that I have enjoyed so much. I have just done so many things that I didn't think I, being so young, had the ability to do. However, because I have indulged myself so much into my work, I have sometimes forgotten that I'm a student. But most importantly, I've noticed that it's had a major effect on the relationships in my life. So that's something that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to be a better person, because having healthy relationships with your family members, that's the foundation to having healthy relationships outside of your family. So that's something that I'm really trying to work on and just refresh. But I would have never come to that realization if it wasn't for having the downfalls and being an ambassador and having that teach me all kinds of life lessons and whatnot. So my life was very different a year ago. I was just a freshman in college. passing all of my classes easily. And now, how different will your life be 1 year from now? I expect to be in a position that I never thought I could handle. And I say that because a lot of times I like to downplay my work ethic. I know that I have great work ethic, but when people congratulate me for the work that I'm doing or praise me for the work that I'm doing, I kind of just downplay it and I say, well, hey, I wish I saw it that way. I wish I saw my work as some like spectacular thing, but I just see it as, you know, me doing my job. I'm just doing whatever it is that I have to do, and I'm just doing whatever it is that I'm told. So in 1 year, I see myself having a position that I didn't think I was capable of having, and also being able to better appreciate the stuff that I'm bringing to the table, the ideas and the creativity that I'm bringing to the table. But most importantly, I expect, and I will be angry with myself if I don't get here, but I expect to meet a diverse group of people. And not just on campus, not just at school, but in a coffee shop or at a McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's, but I don't know. I just expect to not just meet people, but make meaningful relationships and good connections with various. Last question, favorite thing about myself. I think my favorite thing about myself is that I really focus on making people feel welcomed, and being an ambassador, I really landed that position, and being the director of customer service, that's what my job is. We forget to make people feel welcomed, so whenever you make an effort to do so, it kind of just throws people off, or it makes their day, or it leaves a lasting impression on them. So that's just a thing that I enjoy doing, which is why I enjoy my job so much right now. And that, my friends, is the end. I hope that by now you kind of know me a little bit better. I never actually like formally introduced myself. I kind of just like started making videos. I have to go to work now. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, day, afternoon, lunch, breakfast, dinner, snack, whatever. See you when I see ya. Bye.